Here we go. All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to Humphreys Elementary Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I would like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. For members of the Go Team, please identify yourself when you speak. I'm pleased to call this meeting of the Humphreys Elementary Go Team to order at this time. It is 3:39 or 3:40 p.m. Our first order of business is to call roll. The secretary will now take the roll.
Please pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. My computers are not behaving, and I'm hoping that you can hear me. So please respond present when your name is called. Tierra Barnes, Abigail Reese-Kelly,
Present.
Kenya Spence, Dr. Damian Marshall,
Present.
Shakita Lanier, Loretta Campbell, present. Michael Charles,
Present.
Deborah Sumlin. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not have a quorum. We need 5 people, and we only have 4.
Okay.
So
Then if we
This
do
is-
not have a quorum present, we need a majority of Go Team members in attendance to vote on the agenda items. Having a quorum protects the school by preventing a very small number of members from taking action on behalf of the entire school. We will proceed with today's discussion and information items. Action items will be tabled until quorum is established. We will now move to the discussion items on our agenda. The first discussion item is the school strategic plan and priorities review. This items was discussed at the last meeting we had. So right now I'm going to open up the floor for any changes to the presentation that was given by Mr. Trimble at the last meeting. All right. So it doesn't seem like anyone have any changes that they will recommend. If you do not have any changes, please go ahead and use your emoji reaction button. Or give a thumbs up, letting us know that there aren't any changes. Thank you. Also under the discussion item, our second item is SMART goals. This was also covered in our last meeting presented by Mr. Trimble. If there are any changes that needs to be added to the SMART goal presentation, please say so now. I open up the floor for any comments regarding changes to the SMART goals.
We are a very silent group today. I do not think we need any changes to the SMART goals. We covered
Okay.
them fairly thoroughly.
Just to make sure that everyone is in agreement, please show your thumbs up if you do not have any changes to our SMART goals presentation. Thank you. All right. So next, we will now move down to our data discussion. This was also covered in our last meeting by Mr. Trimble. The item is Spring 2023 MAP results. I'm going to open up the floor now for any comments, questions in reference to the presentation that was given by Mr. Trimble regarding the Spring 2023 MAP goal results. If we don't have any comments or questions at this time, I just want
I'm going to
everyone.
ask if anyone had any questions about the APS Insights website, if anyone had any time to play with that and had any questions about that. Okay.
Okay. So if there aren't any additional comments or questions regarding the Spring 2023 MAP results, please go ahead and show your thumb or your reaction button to let us know that you don't have any comments or questions. Thank you. Our next discussion item is the 2023 Georgia Milestone results. Again, this was covered in our last meeting with Mr. Trimble during his presentation. I'm now going to open up the floor for any comments or questions in regarding to the discussion item 2023 Georgia Milestone results. If there are no comments or questions, please show your thumbs up or your reaction button to let us know that you do not have any comments or questions regarding the 2023 Georgia Milestone and results.
I have a question. Was this the one that you guys won the award for recently or accepted the award for recently?
Oh, thank you for that question. So I want to explain that award because it has it's a deeper meaning. It's not just literacy. So what that is that compared the proficiency rates for our third grade students in 2022, spring 22, to the proficiency rates of our third grade students in spring 23. And so that's one way to look at the data, but that's how that is calculated. And so we had an increase from one group of students, again, that's third grade students in spring of 22. We had an increase of nearly 20%, like 19%, from students in third grade in spring 23. So you're comparing two groups of students. And for that latter group of students, they grew 19.4%. And so that's why we award the award. So the awards were given for those that had more than 15% gains, and then those that had a 90% proficiency rate. And so our school was recognized, and we were the second in APS, almost 20%, which is really good. And so that's for two different groups of students. So sometimes when we compare data, we would compare how those third graders did in 22 to how they did in fourth grade in 23. That's typically how we compare data, but for this particular award, it compares two different cohorts of students. But yeah, that's how that's calculated. But we'll take it all the same. I mean, it's really good. It was really good growth. It would be extremely hard to do it 2 consecutive years because then you're looking at maybe, like 30% growth, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try it. Right, Ms. Campbell?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Well, still want to congratulate the Humphreys team because that's a really great increase. So good job, you guys, and keep it up.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Ms. Reese Kelly. Are there any other questions or comments? All right, so if there aren't any other questions or comments, please give me the thumbs up or use your reaction button to let us know that you don't have any additional comments. And our secretary will record those as such. Thank you. We will now move on to the information items. Okay. Our first item is the principal report. Enrolling and leveling update. And if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Trumbull, this was also covered in our last meeting as well, correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah. I did have just some dates to put on everybody's calendar for upcoming events and key points of the year for school. This Friday is a very busy time in the life of Humphreys. We'll start at about 12:30 with our book character and literacy poster contest. And so then we'll roll into our trunk or treat for students. And then after that, from 3 to 7 is our fall festival. So we're looking, to have a lot of fun on Friday, but our literacy poster contest, that is an instructional way to have fun. The students had to complete the reading of a book, pass an AR test, accelerated reader test, and develop and construct a poster based on the reading of that book. So that's a really fun time. November 7th is a date coming up quickly. That is election day for the city of Atlanta, but it is also a day where the students are out on November 7th. Teachers will be going through some professional learning and also holding office hours where they're conducting virtual conferences or in-person conferences as needed. And then on November 9th, definitely something for the this Go team to know. November 9th, we have our district focus walk. So members of district instructional staff will be coming and paying a visit to Humphreys. They'll rate us on various things and share the feedback with us. And so we're actually looking forward to it. And so those are the immediate dates that we have. One other date, it is November, I think 26th through December 3rd, I believe. That is our winter map administration. And so the winter map is so much more useful for schools than the fall map because it shows us our growth and then it's a little bit more telling about the students' abilities. The fall map, the one that we take in August, really literally weeks after the students come in, kind of tells us where they are. However, historically, there's a drop off from spring administration to the fall administration due to just the summer and the children being out of school for 2 months. But once we get them in, get that baseline data in August, and we can compare it to where they are in late November, December, it kind of tells us, it informs us about the instruction of the teacher, but also informs us about the capabilities of the students and then where we need to go from there. So we're going to push, attendance, have some attendance initiatives around it and making sure that all of our children are here and that they do their best on that. And our next Go Team meeting following that, we'll definitely have some updates about where we are in that data. I think that's it, Dr. Mercer. I can
Thank
answer
you.
any questions anyone may have.
Okay, thank you, Principal Trimble. Are there any questions at this time? All right. We will now hear about any additional information items at this time.
I know I received the email about the Go Team preparing for budget discussions on the 2nd. I know they said a plan for at least 3 members to go. I think I can be available for that conversation if we need another person.
Okay.
Thank you. I need to check to see, check my dates to see if I will be available as well. But they usually run an asynchronous training, or at least that's what they did last year.
Do anyone know the date offhand?
It's Thursday, November 2nd at 5:30.
I will not be available.
Okay.
I will not be available.
At 5:30 to 7.
Thank you, Ms. Reese. The only announcement that I did have an opportunity to speak to the parent, one of the parents that had a seat on the Go Team, Ms. Spence, and she did submit her letter of resignation. And so I'm pretty sure we have to address that at the next meeting when we have a quorum. I'm not sure if we have to vote on it or not.
I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think we have to vote on her resignation. She's resigned, but we will have to fill that spot at the next meeting.
All right. Thank you for that, Mrs. Campbell.
We just have to acknowledge it.
Okay.
We do have an additional announcement, and that is simply to remind all members, if you have not completed your required trainings, you should go ahead and complete them. I suspect everyone who is here has completed those trainings, but they don't send me a list, so.
If we were on the Go Team last year, are there additional trainings that we need to complete this year, or
It is
that
my
should be good?
It is my understanding that if you were on last year, you don't have to take the orientation again.
Okay.
So if you had become like the secretary or something, then you would have to take the secretary training. But I think the basic one just carries over.
Is that something you need us to follow up on, Ms. Reese Kelly?
I'm gonna sign into on my end and see, but yes, because I know the other role that Mr. Trimble asked me to take last time we had the meeting. I don't know if there'd be any training that I need to take for that one.
Okay, there have been several emails that have gone out from the Go team to all of the members, and I remember that they addressed that, the question of whether you had to take it again or not.
Okay.
It's simply that with my computer acting up, that's why I'm looking like I'm looking sideways, because I've got one computer where the video's working and another computer where I can see everyone. So I can't look it up right now. But I do remember it was addressed in one of those emails they sent out.
Okay.
I
Okay,
will
I'm
look
looking
too.
through my email too.
Yeah.
Do we have any additional announcements at this time? Okay. Well, go ahead.
I have not received any public comment request or forms. I don't know if that is applicable for a meeting that does not have a quorum, but I simply have not received any. So
Okay. Thank you for that, Ms. Campbell.
it's just to have it on the
Agenda
record.
on the minutes, yeah. We have reached the end of our agenda. If there any additional business at this time, please feel free to share. If not, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I
Motion
move
to
that
adjourn.
go ahead.
Motion to adjourn.
A second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please raise your hand or give a thumbs up or use your reaction button. All opposed, please raise your hand. Any abstentions? All right, the meeting is adjourned. Thank
Have a
you
great
all.
one, everyone.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thank you, everyone.